on, everybody? It's Davey from the 80s, and you are now entering the Cinema Chop Shop. So park your ass right there. And while you're there, don't forget to hit the like, the share, and the subscribe button. Also, if you check the description below, you'll see a Patreon link. If you click, you become a member, recommend movies and music and trailers for me to react to. Now, with that being said, Murray, we're back at it again with another review. What are we reviewing today? We're reviewing The Joker. If you look over my shoulder, you can see him standing right there with the gun pointed at my head. All right, anyway, so we are here reviewing The Joker. Shout out to Patreon supporter Smoochie the Clown. Got my clown makeup on in order to make this review. Thank you, sir, for making this happen. Now let's get into this damn Joker movie. Now, Joker came out in 2019 and it stars Joaquin Phoenix. 2019, right? That feels like I don't know why. I thought it felt like it came out last year. It still feels like it's 2020 for some strange reason. But anyway, enough talking about that bad year. Let's go ahead and get into this movie from 2019, Joker. This movie is not your traditional movie, especially with a lot of people expected something different from this movie. They expected it to be an origin story that's true to the comic book. But the truth of the matter is Joker himself does not have a real origin story that's in the comic books. Joker's origin is always left unknown, and the director thought it would be a very good idea. You know what? Let's go ahead and make up our own origin story for the Joker. And that they did. They created this character, Arthur Fleck, who is a social outcast, a pariah, if you would. And this basically, we walk in his shoes from the moment he has his bad day and his involvement from Arthur Fleck into the Joker. Now, me personally, the way that I interpreted this movie was that he was always the Joker. He just suppressed this Joker. And eventually, with him stop taking the medication, he eventually shed the skin of Arthur Fleck, which is his fake mask that he wears, and he puts on what he truly is, which is the Joker, a madman at heart. This movie has a fantastic score. The score is amazing from top to bottom. Everything hits on the right note, except for that damn song that what is it, that one when he's dancing on the stairs, like going like this. And yeah, you can leave that out. That was like terrible song selection for a movie. When we are looking at the scene when he's after he shoots the young man on the subway and he's just dancing and going like this and you know, that stuff. When he's doing that, that scene went with it so perfectly. And it's crazy because Joaquin Phoenix, he kind of like ad-libbed, he freestyled that. It wasn't necessarily something that he tried to do. He just was listening to it. He did these dancing movements and it just so happened to go with the scene. So he showed the director thought it was awesome and put it into the movie. So that's how you had that scene. Speaking of Joaquin Phoenix freaking freestyled a bunch of this movie. If you watch the different takes in the movie, now no two takes were the same. They were always different. The way that he came in and greeted Murray and or I should say Murray, the way he did that in each scene was always different. He never did the same thing twice. They have so many different takes of each scene, and it shows truly how amazing Joaquin Phoenix is as an actor. We literally follow Arthur Fleck descend into madness, not because he's a madman, it's because he stops taking his medication that suppresses who he really is. I remember when I first saw this, I thought to myself, I hate this freaking Joker design. I'm not gonna lie, I saw it, I was like, this is gonna be whack. This is gonna be booty juice. I am not gonna like this at all. And Lord and behold, after I saw the trailer, I was like, yo, you know what? I take it back. It's actually pretty good, right? And even I felt the same way when I remember watching Dark Knight and they showed Heath Ledger's Joker, and I was like, ugh, dude, he looked ugly, like he looked like a grandpa or something with bad makeup on. And eventually, once you see the movie and you see how amazing Heath Ledger is, man, you know, hats off to Heath, rest in peace as well. But everything in this movie hits, and it's crazy how much detail they went into in this movie. When they're riding the subway, they literally tried to build Gotham up as a whole city. You're on the subway train, you look at the map, on the map, it has the different parts of Gotham. Like it's literally a real map of Gotham. And even during the different scenes where you see him going from his town, which is the dump where they're all affected by the strike, and then he goes to follow old girl to her job at the bank, you can see how different the neighborhoods are. A lot of, like I said, a lot of people give this movie shit because it's not the Joker that they know. That's not really the Joker, and who gives a shit? I don't like. I mean, who cares really? It's a great movie. You can't just sit back and say I don't like a movie because it doesn't follow the comic books. That's a stupid reason not to like a movie. Either the movie's good or the movie's bad. You need to pick one or the other. Don't just say I hate this movie because it's not the Joker that I know. So you wanted him to fall into a pool of acid and start laughing maniacally and then not being able to stop it. Speaking of laughing maniacally, Joaquin Phoenix studied people with that laughing disorder. Like he studied them very, very intensely. And the choking thing that he does when he's like trying to stop himself from laughing, that actually happens to them in the process when they are laughing themselves. So the level of commitment that Joaquin Phoenix had to this role is astronomically outstanding. And this was honestly one of the movies that I battled with myself in 2019 to say whether it was a top dog or not. 2019 wasn't that great for movies, but we did have a few really good movies, and this was one of them. This was battling my number one spot film, Nightingale. I had a real good debate about this within myself in order what movie deserved to be on the top, and Joker was really, really close to getting that title. What else can I say about this movie? I didn't expect the brutal nature of the Joker to be displayed so vividly in this movie. I remember when he shot the guys, I was surprised, but then when he stabs the guy to death that comes to his door, I really didn't expect that. And he smashes his head against the wall, and then he scares the midget guy. Hilarious, man, hilarious. Joaquin Phoenix's random dance moves that he does, like the that shit. Oh, dude, those things went so well with his character. It really, really brought out the, like, I don't know, man. Like it just brought out the cool little aura that is the Joker. So yeah, him taunting the officer when the officer was getting beat up, he took off the mask and you know that. What else? One of the scenes that stood out to me the most is the ending scene where Joaquin Phoenix is on top of the car. You may see it over my shoulder right there. When he's standing on top of the police car and he's standing among the chaos, and then he takes his fingers and goes like this. That was one of the most freaking iconic scenes I've ever seen in my life. It was beautiful. And me and my wife saw it in IMAX. So it looked really glorious on top of that huge screen, and the music was blaring. It was just freaking amazing the way that we saw that movie in IMAX. Shout out to IMAX. And man, watching it was a freaking masterpiece. This movie, in my opinion, is a freaking masterpiece within itself. And I'm not just saying that to big up this movie and because it's really that damn good. That's a movie that me and my wife agree we can't do this too often. That's a movie we can literally watch repeatedly within a short span. We watched it, we finished it, and we sat there and was like, you know what, we could watch this again. Like, I honestly wouldn't be mad if we just push play it again, just start watching it again. It's that good. And honestly, like I said, I can't get over the fact that people are upset because this isn't the Joker that they wanted and da. Get over it, man. It's a great movie. Take your mind off of that and just watch the movie and enjoy it for what it really is. Now, here on the Cinema Chop Shop, we grade movies in two ways. Either you get bodied or if you get spared and ascended to the gates of heaven. Obviously, you hear me talking about how this movie was magnificent, great, and everything for this film works for it. So you already know it's getting spared.
He ain't earned the death. He ain't earned the death at my hands. God's only man. Spared by the butcher.
Anyway, So yes, this movie is getting spared. This is a magnificent movie. Shout out to Smoochie the Clown for having me review this movie. And you are now exiting the Cinema Chop Shop. I hope you guys are having a magnificent night, and I will see you guys next time.